Hello and welcome to my channel. I wanted to show you a stitch, a very easy stitch. You can do blankets, you can do hats, sweaters, so many things. I'm gonna use 4.5mm crochet hook. This stitch works with even numbers, so I have here 10 chains. We're gonna do a small sample. What we're gonna do, we're gonna skip the first chain, and into the second chain from the hook we're gonna go in there and pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, and in each chain we're gonna pull up one loop. So as you can notice, this is a Tunisian crochet stitch. It's very easy. Now we have all the loops. We're gonna pass first through the first loop, the yarn. So pass through the first loop, and then until we finish this row we're gonna pass through 2 loops, so this and the next. And this is how you're gonna do this row. So we're gonna pass through the next 2 and so on, 2 loops at a time. This is nice for a sweater, for a blanket. It's quite easy. Okay, now we're gonna move to the first line right here, this one, and we're gonna go in there and we're gonna pick up a loop. We're gonna move to the next line, we're gonna pick up a loop, then pass the yarn through these first 2 loops. Okay, now yarn over the hook, we're gonna move to the next 2 lines, so this and the next. So move to the next line, pick up a loop, move to the next line, pick up a loop, pull the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and I'm going to move to the next 2 lines, pick up a loop, move to the next line, pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and we have the last 2 lines of the row. So you're going to go to the next line, pick up a loop, move to the next, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and at the end here into the chain right here, you're gonna pick up a loop. Now what we're gonna do, like the row before, we're gonna pass first to the yarn through the first loop, the first one, and then until we finish the row we're gonna pass to the next 2, and so on. So the next 2, the next 2, the next 2, and so on until you finish the row. And from next row this will be the stitch that you're gonna repeat until you finish your row to the last 2. So basically what we do, we should work here, right here on top, but we're gonna go 1 row below where these lines are. So you have first and the second. So we're gonna go to the first line and you're gonna go around that, pick up a loop, and move to the next line right there, pick up a loop, pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, move to the next set. So we have the lines right here. So move to that line, pull up a loop, move to the next line, pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and move to the next, and the lines are right here. And this is what you're gonna do if you choose to do something with this stitch. This is the stitch. Pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and now the last set, let's say, so the lines are right here. I'm gonna pull up a loop and move to the next line, pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, and at the end it's right here, the chain, this one. So you're gonna go in there, pick up a loop, and now we're gonna pass the yarn first 1 loop only, the first loop, and then we're gonna pass to the next two, and so on. Well, when you work with a Tunisian crochet, make sure that this loop, it's a little bit loose, that you can pass through with no problem. So you're gonna pass through two, and so on. And the last two. Okay, I'm gonna do one more row, and it starts to build up. So we're gonna work below, so not on the top here. So you're gonna go through the first line, and the next one is right here. Pull up a loop, move to the next line, pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first two loops, yarn over the hook. You can do the yarn like this or like that. This with this stitch is not gonna make any difference, it's gonna look the same. So you move to the next, so you have the lines. It's so easy. I think for a sweater, for a leg warmer, so many things you can do. Blankets, it's quite easy. Yarn over the hook, move to the next. So the lines are right here. Pick up the first line, pull up a loop, move to the next line. Pass the yarn to the first two loops, yarn over the hook, and we have the last set, let's say, of lines there. Pick up one loop, the second, pass the yarn to the first two loops, put the yarn over, and the last chain we're gonna go in there and do we're gonna pick up a loop. So we're gonna repeat. Pull the yarn through the first loop only. Okay, and now we're gonna pass through the next two, and next two. Yeah, you can do a hat, you can do so many things with this. So you're gonna pull through two, and you're gonna keep repeating this row until you finish your work. Okay. So now you're gonna move to the two lines here, and the next set, two lines, and so on. I'm gonna show you a sample that I did, and it's this one, so you can have some idea how it looks. It's quite easy. And this is the back of the work. So you know, for a hat I think it's nice to make this, and it's quite thick. Now depends on your yarn size. Yeah. So if you like this this stitch, give it a try. You will like this one. So this one, what we worked up until now. So it, you know, it grows, and it goes really fast, especially with a thick yarn. You can do a headband, blanket, so many things you can do with this stitch. So if you like, give it a try. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.